the right CFO will set you free. They'll tell you what you need to be working on, hit the gas or hit the brakes.
Breakpoint 1 through breakpoint 5 is when you start changing compensation programs on your teams. That's one of the causation of breakpoints, because what happens when you get to 25 million is you finally hire some competent accounting people and they're like, you need to be on accrual, not cash. And so you have to realize the commissions you're paying to your sales teams are on cash collected that are actually now reclassified as deposits. And so now you go to your sales teams and say, we don't pay a commission until it converts to revenue. And your sales teams are like, what do you mean? We're gonna make less money this year. And then they go find a dumbass business owner that ran the way you used to run, who pays commissions, and they'll retrade because they'll chase their easiest way to make money. Now, how do you smooth that? You know it's coming, and you build your compensation plans to not allow those type of things to happen. And then when you have your budgets and your forecasts, and people have transparency in how to drive value in the business, you can start holding these big numbers out in front of people. That's why we have the Finance Essentials Workshop, is to teach you how to set your compensation structures, how to set your incentive plans, how to do long-term and short-term incentives and things, so that you understand in context relative to your business and what are the best ways to engineer that solution, versus what most business owners do is you make it up as you go. And then you find out that it's not working for you. You're either overpaying people that shouldn't get paid, you lose people because you change their comp, a whole series of problems that happen that I'm certain you encountered in your growth cycles.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the biggest missing piece was an amazing CFO and controller. Even a fractional CFO, they're gonna teach you how a company should look, bill pay, reconciliation, how to negotiate with vendors, understand what the Augusta rule and accelerated depreciation when you're buying a fleet. All these little things. You know, my awesome CFO, Adrian, started, he goes, you're giving the guys the tools, we buy $4,000 worth of tools. After 90 days, we gave them to them. He goes, let's switch that to 3 years. We just added $2 million back to EBITDA. This little thing. And so many people, if you're like me, we're like, yeah, we got a good bookkeeper. It's the dumbest thing in the world. They control all of your reporting. Here's where I would start if I were some of you smaller businesses. Build your org chart, put yourself on the hat of 10 things, figure out what you can't stand, build that box instead of hiring somebody trying to find a box for them, and then hire for that position that you hate so much. And then get control of your calendar and hire an executive assistant. And I'll tell you guys, the right CFO will set you free. They'll tell you what you need to be working on, hit the gas or hit the brakes. So we did this transaction, so we'll just go through this year. I'll give you some of our meetings. We got a 180 slide deck we go through each month, and it's a 3-hour meeting. And these guys are super smart. They're one of the best companies, same guys that did Ken's deal. And Ken had a big part in this. And they said, wait a minute, you guys are manually entering the credit cards because the technology sucked with ServiceTitan on the iPads. Well, we fixed it. That was 55 grand a month profit. Our AR was 7%. 2% was bad debt. Our installers were lazy. They were like, the customer wasn't home, not collecting. That saved us $4 million. Look at your burden cost to run a truck. Get that number dialed in, because that's your marketing expense. If you're doing $29 tune-ups and not monetizing them, you gotta look at the burden cost, or you're wasting your time. We looked at how many calls are we getting recalls that are the customer's fault? Manually, store, hit a safety eye, stupid shit. And we started fixing them over we got an app that we could actually talk with the customer, and it's better customer service. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys are answering my question. And we show them how to fix it there. I can't charge you $2,500, $3 grand, $5 grand, and then come the next day and charge you a service call and minimum labor. So we found all these things. Now we're at 24%. I don't know how we got to 35%, but we're dreaming to get there.